Welcome to the Getting Started series for Stargate. In this tutorial, I'll walk you through the basics of using Stargate to move information from one app to another. I will show you how fields can easily be extracted from an order in your Gmail account, and then sent to other apps automatically. In this case, the order will come from BlueSnap, and the order information will be emailed to the packing department, using Gmail. The order information will also be placed in a Google spreadsheet. Before we start, you will need a few things. You will need a sample email order notification. In this case we will use one from BlueSnap, but emails from most payment processors should also work. You will also need a Gmail account, a Google Sheet account, and a Stargate 365 account. So, let's get started. First we have to set up the Gmail account. Create a trigger folder in your Gmail account and name it BlueSnap Sales. When an email notification lands in the BlueSnap Sales folder, the workflow process will start. Create a filter in your Gmail account to move email order notifications from your inbox to the trigger folder. Place a sample order notification from BlueSnap in your BlueSnap Sales folder. We'll need it to set up the parsing process. Next we have to set up the Google Sheet account. Create a Google spreadsheet and name it Sales. Create a worksheet in Sales and name it BlueSnap. Now we have to set up the Stargate workflow. Log into your Stargate account. The first thing we need to do is to create a workflow with a trigger in action. An example of a trigger is a new order landing in your Gmail inbox, which starts the workflow process. An action example is sending an email. Choose your trigger app by clicking on the drop-down and select Gmail. Then choose your action app by clicking on the drop-down and select Gmail. Click on Create your workflow. The workflow has been created and now, the trigger and action have to be set up. First we have to set up the trigger. Click on Select an Event drop-down, and select New Email. Click on Add a New Account. Now you have to select your Gmail account. Click on Allow to grant Stargate access to the Gmail account. Click on Auto Copy and Paste to transfer the info to Stargate. Select a mailbox. This is BlueSnap Sales or the trigger mailbox folder you have created a few steps back. Stargate will access the trigger folder, parse the sample email in the folder and display the fields found in the sample email. You can edit these rules by clicking on the Edit Existing Field Rules button. For now we are just going to skip that and accept the current rules. Click on Save. Click on Test this step. Stargate automatically detects and extracts all relevant fields from the email. It creates rules for each field, which will allow it to be used as a template for future emails. The contents of the fields in the email will be displayed in a test report. Click on Close to close the report. The trigger for Stargate is now set up. We now have to specify the details of the first action, namely to email the information to the packing department. Click on the Gmail task to select it. Select an event by clicking on the drop-down and select New Send Email. Click on Add a New Account and follow the same steps we did previously. We could have used the same account we created earlier, but for demo purposes I am creating a new one. Grant Stargate access to your Gmail account by clicking on Allow. Click on Auto Copy and Paste to transfer the info to Stargate. The order fields from Gmail and the Gmail fields are displayed. Fill in the details. Type in the message you want to send. You can add any number of fields from the left by simply dragging and dropping them in the message field. When done, click on Save at the bottom. Then step. Check if the email was received. We now have to specify the details of the second action, namely to place the information in a Google Sheet. Click on the New Action button and select Google Sheets. Click on Select an Event and on Create Spreadsheet Role. Now you have to specify the Google account and spreadsheet where the data should be placed. The steps are the same as when you specified the email account and approved access to the account. Click on Select a Spreadsheet and select Sales. Click on Select a Sheet and select BlueSnap. The fields from the sample email will be displayed. The left-hand column is the source email information and the right-hand column is the destination spreadsheet information. To specify which fields have to be placed in the Google Sheet, click on the Actions button. Click on Create Google Sheet Column Headers on Server. This will use the fields from the sample email and create column headers for it on the Google spreadsheet. If you want to change the spreadsheet headers, you can open the Google Sheet in your browser, delete column headers that you don't want and also change the headers sequence. If you want to use these changed headers as your template, click on Reload Google Sheet Column Headers from your Google Sheet into right column below. Click on Auto-Link left column to right column below to link the email fields with the column headers of the spreadsheet. Click Save and then on Test this step. You will notice that the spreadsheet data has been populated. Switch Stargate on at the top of the page to enable Stargate to automatically process all new orders. When you switch the Stargate on, all new emails that land in the trigger folder will be automatically parsed and the information will be placed in your spreadsheet. 1 credit will also be deducted from your account for every completed workflow. Now you can run a test order from BlueSnap and see if the test data is entered in the spreadsheet. Please note that there might be a few minutes lag when using a Gmail account as trigger. This concludes this tutorial. For more information, please visit Stargate 365 at stargate365.com.